Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Tom Morgan Drum Studio. Today I'm going to talk about one of the greatest drum books ever written. I think there are probably way too many drum books out there. Most of them are kind of redundant, but there are a few classics that everyone should practice, and this is one of them, Stone Stick Control. This has been around for a long time, written by George Lawrence Stone, one of the great pedagogues in percussion and snare drum. He was Joe Morello's teacher, and if you don't know who Joe Morello was, go check him out. But it's been used by thousands and thousands of drummers for many, many years. And what I'm going to do today is show you how to use it or how to get into it. If you've never practiced this book before, if you've looked through it maybe and you just see, page after page of 16th note patterns with stickings and you think, well, how do I use this? Let me show you today how to use it, and it'll be tremendously beneficial if you have the discipline to practice it the way that George Lawrence Stone suggests you practice it. So, if you have the book, you can open to page 5. And on page 5, you just see a page of eighth notes with various stickings, 2 measure long little exercises that are to be repeated. Each of these exercises should be repeated 20 times without stopping. In the introduction, George Lawrence Stone uses the word calisthenic to describe these exercises. And it's very much akin to the kind of exercises you would do just lifting weights or, running or doing different calisthenic type exercises, jumping jacks, that kind of stuff to build strength. So the first principle is, when you practice these, always practice them at the fastest speed you can play them, but still maintain control. It doesn't do any good to practice them so fast that you keep stopping or messing up on the stickings. But it also doesn't help you if you practice them too slowly. In other words, if you were to play line 1, which is nothing more than single strokes, but you played it like this, it wouldn't really do you a lot of good, unless that was the fastest speed you could play it. It would be like lifting weights, but always just lifting 5 pounds and never graduating up to a weight that taxes your muscles. Because the principle in weightlifting is you're always lifting as much as you can lift, and you're fatiguing your muscles and letting them relax. Fatiguing your muscles, letting them relax, doing this over and over again, and that process develops your muscles. They get stronger. With this, we're going to use the same principle. I'm always going to play as fast as I can and still be in control and still make everything sound smooth. I'm not going to waste my time practicing it way too slow or too fast and stopping all the time. You can use a metronome to practice this. And one of the great things about these exercises, and I've done this in the past, is mark in your book next to each one with a pencil the metronome speed that you can play this at. That's your fastest speed. And so as you practice it and you find yourself able to play these exercises faster, you cross out the old speed and you write in the new speed. And you're able to see concretely what your progress has been. Because if you're just practicing every day and you're really not paying any attention to how fast you're going in relation to the metronome, then you may get discouraged because you won't realize that you're actually getting better because there's no way to measure it. So use a metronome. It'll also help you keep an even tempo. But you'll see, okay, this line I can play at this speed. You may not be able to play all the lines at the same speed, but your goal is to try to get them all to sound the same and all to be at the same speed. So let me just demonstrate how this works and how to practice it. I'm going to be using this Remo pad today, and you notice it's slanted because I'm going to play with traditional grip, which is my the grip I use. I mean, I can play the best with traditional grip, even though I play match grip a lot. So the first line is just 2 measures of eighth notes, and it's nothing more than single strokes. So I want to position myself in front of the pad, maybe put my left foot slightly in front of my right, have good balance, and I'm just going to play and try to make my strokes as consistent as possible, and I want to do it 20 times. So I'm going to be counting up to 20. I'm going to be doing it like 1, 2, in my mind, 3, and so forth, up to 20. Okay? And I'll try to do it at the fastest speed I can play and maintain for 20 times. If you get tired around 15 and you have to stop, then it's probably better to slow it down a little bit and start there. So here we go. Okay, that was 20 times, plus 1 beat. Okay, and that didn't make me too tired, so maybe I could go a little faster if I were to continue to practice this. Now the second line is nothing more but the reverse of that, starting with the left hand. I won't do all of these 20 times because it would get kind of boring, but I'll at least play a little bit of each one of them. I don't think there's any need to do number 2 because it's really the same as number 1 reversed. So let me go down to number 3. Number 3 is double strokes. Now the goal is, assuming my single strokes sound good and even, I want to try to make all the other stickings sound as close to that as I can. So when I play my double strokes, I want them to sound like my single strokes did. So here's number 3, right, right, left, left. So forth 20 times. All right, now number 4 is the reverse of that. It's starting with the left hand. So I'm going to do it starting left. So forth. Now 5 is a combination of singles and doubles, and the sticking is called a paradiddle. Right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. 2 single strokes and a double, and then the reverse of that. So here's number 5. Again, I won't play it 20 times, but you'll get the idea. So forth. Okay? Now, number 6, 7, and 8 are all paradiddle stickings that start in different places in the paradiddle. And there's some things that have helped me over the years practicing this. The danger of these 3 is that as you're playing it for an extended time, 20 times, your brain wants to turn it back into a paradiddle in your mind. So your sticking on number 6 is right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left. Okay? So it's still a paradiddle, it's just starting over a note. So, if you find yourself mentally, now you can practice this with a metronome and that'll help you keep your place on where you're starting. But what I do over the years, I've learned that if I listen to what my right hand plays, there's a little rhythm there. So I use that in my mind to keep me on track with where 1 is in the measure. Now I don't want to play it that way. I don't want to play it. I want to play it so all the strokes are as even as I can get them. So it should sound like this. But in my mind, I'm hearing. So on that one, that helps me stay and it keeps my mind from going back and making, turning it back into line number 5 instead of line number 6 in my mind. When I go on to 7, we've just moved the paradiddle around again. So now we're starting with the double stroke. Right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left. And this one, I just think about the double stroke starting each one. I guess mentally I'm putting the double stroke first. So I'm thinking like that. So as I do it faster, so I'm playing backwards paradiddles, really. And number 8 is the trickiest one to not lose your place, at least for me, because now we've moved everything over one note again. So we're going right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right. And so I think for me, mentally, I think about every other paradiddle, I'm going to be playing one hand with my right hand. One and or 3 and. So that's how I keep my place mentally. And so it should sound. Okay, so those 4 are all paradiddle and variations of paradiddle stickings. Excellent stuff to practice. I mean, it'll really, really help your technique to do this. And then the last 4 are a stroke with one hand and then 3 strokes with the other hand. And they're just 4 versions of that. So number 9 is right, 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 left. And what we want is it to sound like the same as number 1. As much as we can get it. Okay? Number 10 is the reverse of that. Left, 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 right. So. Now, you may not be able to do that one as fast as the other one if you're right-handed. So, slow it down. Again, you're going to always be practicing this at the fastest speed you can play it, but the fastest speed you can control it and make it last for 20 times through. Okay, and then 11 is the reverse of 10. It's just right, left, left, left. And then the last one is the reverse of that, left, right, right, right. Okay, now that's the first column of the first page. And I recommend that you start there. You can live there for a long time, just practicing the first column. When you get into the second column, what you find is that they're just combining different ones. Number 13, I sometimes include that one in the first column practice period because it's just a good one. It's just 4 rights and 4 lefts. And on that one, you don't want it to sound like, you want all of them to sound as close to the identical as you can get them. Okay, and then the others down the page are just combinations, like 14 is right, left for the first 4 eighth notes. And then right, right, left, left, that's combining single and double strokes. And so forth. But we won't take the time to go through that one now. But you get the idea. Every student is not willing to do this. Not everybody has the discipline to do this. If you're just playing for your own amazement and you don't really have a goal of really perfecting your technique, then you may not be interested in practicing this. But if you're really serious about playing drums, anyone who's serious needs to master this book. Now, when I say master it, I mean it's never going to be mastered, right? I mean, you're going to practice this book for the rest of your life. The first column of the first page is going to keep you busy for months and months. But keep moving through it systematically. Develop a practice routine where you maybe practice a certain section of it for 15 or 20 minutes every day, or maybe several times a day. But it's just a proven resource that really works in terms of giving you the kind of technique you need if you practice it the way George Lord Stone tells you to practice it. So hopefully that's helpful. If you have questions or comments, please put them in the comments below. Please subscribe to this video. I'm going to be coming out with more technique type videos in the future, not only on snare drum, but also we're going to go over to the drum set and start applying some of these things to the drum set. Like this video if you liked it, and tell your friends to check this out. All right, we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.